This collection's wild. It's crazy. As always, Flower Nose has released just an absolutely crazy, crazy collection. In terms of packaging, I did try and lift it up. The box is heavy. So it basically came in this box which had its own windows, flaps. It had mirrors in the top, 3 different mirrors, a red, a pink, and a black one. Of course, I'm going to be using the black one today. There was also a tiny, like keychain mirror as well that you can attach to a keychain that comes in it. We have blush, lip products, powders, solid fragrance, solid perfumes, and then 2 palettes and some little applicators as well. So I'm gonna go through it with you, say, can we see past the packaging here? Because you know me, you can give me horse poo and beautiful packaging and I'll be like, oh my God, need. Let me know your opinions down below. Let's just run through this very quickly. We have 9 different lip colors, right? These come in like these little cakes. I mean, this is wild for a lip product. It's like a cake with strawberries on top. There's detail on all the strawberries. And if you haven't seen this kind of lip product yet, it comes with a little brush inside and then all the product is around the edge here. So you let's just put your brush in, go around, and then the brush just clips in there, like on top, goes into that hole. So there's 3 of the pink ones. I need to find a shade that I would wear because I'm assuming these are going to be quite intensely pink. Sorry, if you see like my lips shedding, I've used like this random toothpaste and it's like making my lips fall off. Ooh, it's like whipped. They're really nice textures. Oh, and they smell a tiny bit like strawberry. It's not overly fragranced. So if you're not like super into fragrance, especially because of lip area, you can kind of taste the fragrance and it's so close to your nose, you can smell it quite often. So there's the most subtle fragrance. It's almost like when you get like a chapstick that has a slight fragrance to it. It's not overly overpowering. And then there's 6 blushes. There's 2 red tones, 2 in the white packaging and 2 in the pink. These are meant to be like a full coverage blush, the claim was. They do look quite full in coverage, so we'll find a nice shade in that one. My one disappointment is in the Asian release of this. This is gray, so there's like a gray contoury shade, but they haven't released it worldwide, which I wish they did because I would have used that on my lips. There are powders here too. I'm not quite sure. That's like a pure white. Everyone's into that white highlight at the moment. And then this one's like a little bit of a softer. Being a Chinese brand, I don't think we're gonna get more shades than that. And we have quite a nude eyeshadow palette. And in this one, that's a little bit more pinker and intense. So I'm probably gonna use this one. There's also 2 hand creams as well, which I'm not a hand cream user. In the daytime, at night, I have certain hand creams I use. And then there's these solid fragrances. And these are actually really stunning. There's also a little keychain thing. It did come with some little separate keychain bits. This one smells like what I would call like a vacation fragrance, a bit coconutty, a bit like a nice shampoo. And then this one is much sweeter. Smells like something. I'm so shit with fragrances. Okay, well, let's just start. Let's just do it. Let's do the eyes first. This is cute because it has like these shifty shades. Like this is like a goldy pinky shift. Can you see? Oh, that's really nice. Is this a face palette? Makeup palette. So I guess it can be used for face and eyes. Yeah, let's give that a go. Okay, I already primed my eyelids. I've already sorted out my eyebrows. So let's go into like the dark brown shade here first. I think all we can really do with this is a nice pinky smoky eye. I do like Flower Nose products. A lot of their palettes are a lot more colorful than this. Oh, that's a lot pinker than I thought that brown was gonna come out. But you know what? It's a pink collection. Just so you know, I do have a discount code for Flower Nose below. Should you like anything or want to look back on some of their older collections and see if there's anything you like. It doesn't mean I like everything. It just means it's there if you want it. And I'll tell you what I like and what I don't like as I go. Their eyeshadows are a really nice formula though. They blend super easily, as you can see. And if you're into your packaging, if you're into like cutesy things, great brand to go for. Even just having the mirrors is like an experience. You're doing your skincare, you have a cute mirror. You're doing your makeup, you have a cute mirror. I really do my eyebrows too. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna go into this really, really light pink, like this purpley lilac pink right on the end. And I'm gonna add that to this outside and just buff upwards. I do have to say, these shades are coming out a lot darker than I expected them to. Not that's a bad thing, because it is nice that they come out not as perhaps pale, I guess we could say, as they look in the palette. They blend it really beautifully together. As I often say, I feel like if a brand is failing at making eyeshadows recently, with all the indie brands doing such amazing jobs and all the drugstore brands doing amazing with eyeshadow products, I feel like they've really failed. You know what I mean? If you can't make a good eyeshadow nowadays. A lot of brands don't make very good eyeshadows, but that's on them. Back to the drawing board, you know? I'm actually gonna blend that in with this reddy color. Blend that in between the pink and the brown. Yeah, these they blend so nicely together. I don't just mean the color, I mean like the actual formula as well is super easy to control. Super easy to get a really nice blend. This brand, do be careful because once you start getting their stuff, if you're like me, if you like collect makeup or love packaging, it's such a trap because some of their products are most of their products are absolutely stunning, and it's very easy to get in that mode of, oh, I know this formula, I like this formula, why not just buy this formula? You know what I mean? Buying too much is what I'm trying to say. Okay, I'm gonna take this purpley pink. Let's get a different brush because I don't want all the colors to be like bleeding off each other. My lip's still falling off. Okay, let's get this purpley pink. And I just want to put that right on the inside here. Red for Valentine's Day. Galentine's. Have I mentioned this before? When me and my friends were younger, every Valentine's Day, because majority of the time we were single, and even if we weren't, we would do a Valentine's Day. We would all meet up on Valentine's Day and have stat meeting. It was single teens alone together, and we had stat meetings, and we'll just eat pasta and garlic bread. It was great. Nice. I'm enjoying this. I like the blend. I like the shade. I'm trying. I know it's pink, but we're verging on red. You know, I'm trying more red. I'm growing up. So I'm gonna take that reddy pink shade and actually let's just tap that right on this outside corner. This definitely has like a more, it's not red, it's definitely pinky red, more of a tropical red, I would say, you know, and the fact that it's not just primary, it doesn't have that deeper blue tone, it definitely has that more, you know, like Starburst, the reds, that you guys only have in the US, unfortunately, but I hope you know what I mean. Blending out is so easy to blend. I'm gonna take that mid-tone purple again, tap that here, tap that here. I like where this is going. I do. And then I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by this middle shade. This kind of like goldy gold. So let's just use that with my finger. Let's just put that right on the inside here. Actually, just want to use a brush just to get those finer points. I'm gonna top that off with, I think it's like a highlighter, which is on the top row, because that inside shade, that tone, doesn't quite have enough under color for me. It's like, it's more glittery, which isn't terrible, but I did kind of want more something with a base color to it. So I'm gonna use a highlighter instead because it has this like goldy pink, whereas the eyeshadow in the middle does just seem like a glitter. It seems like one of those, you know, like the Urban Decay moon dust, whatever they're called. Yeah, see, it just goes on a little bit smoother, whereas this doesn't have as much color to it. So I think that shade in the middle right there, in the middle of that palette, is more of like a topper, like you could put it on top of shades. Or if you're doing like just something very neutral, very natural, and just wanted to do a tiny bit of a sparkle, that'd be nice. Let's do some foundation and concealer. I'm gonna use a Huda Beauty Easy Blur. And you know what? I haven't had to take off much fallout from this eyeshadow palette, which is, if you're bothered about that, then there's that. You all have to let me know what you think of this brand's packaging down below, because again, I'm a packaging person. This is a kind of brand where I'm caught between, do I use it? Do I display it? One day in my house, I want a cabinet of all these products that I love, you know? And when I'm old, they're gonna be in the corner and I'll be like, oh no, that's my good makeup. That's my fine makeup you don't use, you just look at it. Do you ever think? So this collection has a very like, Mary Antoinette, you know, let them eat cake. It's like Renaissance situation. This is really random, but I was thinking, if I went back in time, right, and I took like this with me, and I was like, Queen, whoever, here, a gift from me. Right, they don't know about plastic, right? We're going that far back in time that plastic wasn't around. What would they think? Would they absolutely shit themselves and be like, what is this? Such luxury? Or would they know? Would they be like, oh, this is like cheaper than my pure gold, whatever? But then all the carvings, you know what I mean? I always wonder, would they burn me for being a witch? All right, all right. So we do have a blush and a highlight in this palette. However, I'm going to use one of the blushes that comes in these little things here. I haven't looked at all the shades, so let me check them. Because I always think that the pinks are going to be pink, and then maybe the white ones are going to be a nude ones, and the reds are going to be red, but they're not. That's quite light pink. That, maybe not today. Okay, so the pinks are kind of like quite nude, or like pinky nude. Oh, that's quite an intense pink from the beige off-white, shall we say. And then I do quite like this creamy, peachy brownie nude. That was an unnecessary long description of that shade. And the red has like a peachy one, an orangey peach, which I quite like. That's up there on my list. I might do two. So I'm gonna take the red shade, which is what? I don't know. So I'm gonna take quite a pinky one. And then I'm going to take more of a nudie one. So I want to kind of do, oh, that's not nude at all. I want to do pink up by the eye makeup and then kind of blend that into nude the further down it goes, because I don't want to like bronze or contour too much today. So let's do, wow. Oh, I wasn't expecting that to be fluorescent. Okay, it's fine. Let's give that a little tap. This is kind of like, remember when you were in school and you have like scented pens? It's like bubblegum. It's very much this. It's very much a bubblegum pink, which actually when it's tapped in, it's actually quite nice. And you do get, like, I haven't dipped back in yet. You do get a lot of pigment, a lot of product, sorry, on that one, on the doe foot. Yeah, very Gem and the Holograms is the blush inspiration. I might need to blend out my eyeshadow a bit. And then this one's more like a creamy. I'm gonna just put it here because I don't really know. Oh. That could be my foundation. Oh no, that's quite nice. I always want to use a different brush to see. It's a very muted tone. You know what I think this will be really good for on me? And if you are a similar skin tone or slightly darker, is if you've done too much blush and you almost want to fade it out back into your skin tone, but on a gradient, like a gradual level. That's quite a useless product to have, because you can't just use foundation. But if you don't want to go over the whole thing with foundation, that's quite a nice shade. What an unusual shade though. It's actually, I mean, I would use this if I was doing like in makeup male grooming, which means like doing makeup on men but making it look like they don't have makeup on. That's a kind of shade I would use as a blush because it adds a little bit of color, but it could be a natural tone, you know what I mean? And then let's use the highlight. Wait, what was the other palette again? There was that one, and then there was this one. So this is more of a matte palette. I don't really have much use for this, to be honest with you, but I do want to use a highlight from this palette, which we use on our eyelid just to kind of even it all out, or, you know, make it consistent. What is wrong with me? Consistent. I was gonna pop that. Ooh. No, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, it's nice. But can you see? It's definitely kind of gripped a little bit there to the blush underneath. I'm just gonna try and keep blending that out. I always have a little bit of an issue with their highlights. Everything else, I love it. Their highlighters, I always get into like a bit of an argument with. I'm gonna take a little bit of one of these powders. And I'm just gonna see what it's like on me, because obviously they're quite pale. This is a shade Ivory Beige, and I just want to put it around the eye here. Yeah, I mean, that's almost white on me, so I can't imagine what the white would be like on me. And I'm actually gonna do a video on highlighting with pure white powder for every skin tone. I know people may be thinking pure white on my skin, because it seems to be this thing where people are like, matte white highlighter. So yeah, it's been an industry norm for a very long time. You just kind of need to know how to do it properly so you don't look like, you know, caked up in white powder. It's very, very smooth. I do wish they would give us more shades. You're releasing to a Western market. Come on. Okay, so for the lips, I'm gonna stay away from the red tones. I am just gonna line my lips with my Lisa Eldridge 0N. Sculpt and Shader lip pencils. These are fantastic for contouring the lip. If you don't necessarily want to like line the whole lip, you can just very gently, okay, stop talking. You can just very gently give yourself like a contoured line. You know what I was thinking the other day? Another really random mid-video thought. I haven't heard a pigeon in a really long time. Are pigeons okay? Like I remember when I was a kid, I used to like just sit in my room like now. Dead silent. And you'll just hear like that pigeon noise. I was about to say crow. That pigeon noise, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm very tempted by the white selection, like the white cakes in this. I'm gonna call them the vanilla cakes. They do look more like the nude shades. Okay, so that one's a little bit dark. So we have one that's a little bit darker, and things do tend to come out a little bit pink on me. That's definitely a little bit pinker. And then we have, these are wild. There's a whole cake. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go for, I think the middle, I think this one, because it does seem, oh, it's showing up so red on camera. It seems a little bit more browner nude than the others. I'm kind of excited to try this. I have seen this kind of container before, but I've never actually used it. I kind of feel weird going into it. Oh, it's very moussey. I wonder if it's like a, maybe I'll put a little bit on the back of my hand here. Oh yeah, it's like a velvety matte mousse. That's a nice shade. I like that. The only thing is, as much as I love big packaging, this huge cake top is kind of getting in my way. Like when I'm angling this way, it's getting dangerously close to my lip, you know? Oh, I love that. Really, really like that. I'm gonna just take it down to the lip line that I drew in. These don't seem to be, is it VO3? I'm gonna put in a darker shade just in the middle here. So comfortable. That's a really beautiful formula. That's really, really nice. Very impressed. I'm gonna take VO1 and I'm just gonna pop a little bit of that in the center of my lip, just to get a tiny bit of a lift. Can you see? A little bit of definition there. And that really nice ombre. Yeah, lovely. What a beautiful formula. And on the lip, I can't really taste the fragrance or smell the fragrance too much. I actually forgot it had it. Okay, let me get on some lashes and then we will have a quick summary. Okay, my hands are a bit dirty. Let's summarize. Eyeshadow, beautiful. Love, love, love their formulas, love their textures. They do make darker palettes than these. These are very, very fair in terms of what they have. They do some amazing, amazing shades. Love the formula as always. I think it's really beautiful. The blush, I'm kind of in between. I'm not sure it's something I would reach for and be like, oh, I need to use that blush again. Only because I'm noticing a tiny bit of patchiness in some areas. Maybe it's the way it's been applied. I'll try with my fingers again. But I mean, once you've tried a few formulas over 18 years, you kind of get the gist. But they're nice. They come in some nice shades. I feel like if you're not wearing a heavy foundation and just want a good blush, that will be a good option for you. Love the lip products. I love this formula. It's matte. I can't feel it on my lips. It's very soft. Really, really, really nice. It's not setting into lines. It's nice and smooth. These powders, sure. I mean, if you are light enough to use it, then fine. Again, it's quite light on me. It's very, very fair on me. So I don't think I'll be dipping back into those anytime soon. We're selling in the US, we're selling in Europe. Let's get some more shades out there, please. The highlight I do have an issue with. Maybe that's where I put the highlight. It just seems to, the highlights for me always seem to be this strange texture, whether it's in a powder or a cream form. It has like this rubbery feel to it, and I just feel like it interferes with what's underneath. Yeah, that is where I apply the highlight. That's exactly where I apply the highlight. Actually, it's having a little, sorry, I got really bad crook neck. It's having an issue there. But other than that, great. Let me know your opinions down below. It is linked down below if you want to test it out, if you want to try it, along with all my other discount codes and things like that. So let me know what you think. Is the packaging too much? I personally don't think so. Thank you again for joining me. I will see you very, very soon. Bye.